Walking, I mean, I thought they were going to catch fire, and it has been the absolute opposite.
It's very bizarre what's happened to them. You expected a transition period when Doc got there and they weren't very good, but then they started playing better. And I thought personally in watching them, they were playing harder. I didn't think there was any massive adjustment made by Doc in terms of scheme, but he was definitely making them more accountable for their effort. But now you're starting to see shoulders drop, body language not great. It looks to me like there's a lack of belief collectively amongst this group. And right now they're reeling. I mean, this is a team that's been one of the worst in the league in clutch games since Doc got there. So if you get them into a one-possession game, 5 minutes to go, they are coming up on the short end of those games. Their metrics aren't there, offensively, defensively. I still don't think Lillard and Antetokounmpo have really found their peak stride offensively that can overcome some of these things. So as you look at it right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are just not an imposing team, Greeny.
They are 2 games under 500. You saw it on your screen since Doc Rivers became their coach.
So I completely agree. I've been railing against the Bucks now all season, saying that they are a significantly overrated team, and that Giannis, and I love Giannis. I think Giannis is great. So do not take this as me trying to rip Giannis or saying that he's trash or this or that. But Giannis is not a true superstar. He is not on the level of Steph Curry, of LeBron James, of Kevin Durant, of Jokic, for that matter. He doesn't have the true basketball talent, the IQ, the instincts. He just doesn't. He is amazing. He has such athleticism, but that's what makes him special, is the fact that he is indeed the Greek freak. But he doesn't know exactly what to do with 1:30 to go, down by 2. He doesn't have that to his core. He's, when Steph Curry is in that situation, when KD's in that situation, when LeBron James is in that situation, when Draymond Green is in that situation, Jokic, I forget if I said LeBron, Kobe, these guys, it was like right out of a movie where you have like a mad scientist drawing all of the equations, on the chalkboard. That's what these guys are calculating in that moment. That's not Giannis. Giannis is just like, hey man, I am just a big, strong dude who can just, drive to the basket and get it in there. He's one note in that regard. And it's impressive. Make no mistake about it. I would draft him and build a team around him in a heartbeat. But you need to surround him with very high IQ players. Like the Spurs did in their prime. Like the Warriors have done in their prime. Like LeBron James tries to do for the most part, although has a few slip-ups with like a J.R. Smith or two. But that is who Dwayne Wade and Bosh were at the time. These high IQ and high IQ coaches. That's not Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is very old school in that regard, which is why he fails miserably. His coaching is very old school. It's just, get him the ball, swing it, pass it. Come on, guys, play harder defense. It's just like rah-rah cheering. It's not actually high IQ ball movement. When you saw that when the Sixers fired him and they got Nick Nurse, the ball movement that the Sixers have now, they look like the 2016 Golden State Warriors. I mean, it's unbelievable. And you're just like, what is going on here? Coaching is severely underrated. People think that it's just very easy, and it's not. That you don't need a good coach or that coaches are overrated, all that. It's very important. They are the backbone and the philosophy. It's their system, not unlike, an offensive coordinator for a football team. It's very, very important. And so the Bucks, I think, are in true trouble. Giannis is not good enough in situational basketball. He is an amazing player. Do not take this as me trying to rip down Giannis. I am a huge Giannis fan. And if you had to draft all, the players right now, all in their primes, from LeBron James, Steph Curry, Jokic, all those guys, Giannis would be at the top of the sheet. You would pick Jokic for, I'm not saying in this necessary order, but you would pick Jokic before Giannis. You would pick, obviously, LeBron before Giannis. You would pick Steph Curry before you pick Giannis. And if Embiid could stay healthy, you'd pick Embiid. So that's the trouble that the Bucks are in right now, is they have a coach whose time has passed, and you have your leader in Giannis, who is incredibly athletically gifted, but I don't believe truly understands the game to the core that these other superstars, future Hall of Famers, have. And again, you can't even really challenge this view, because when you look at the superstars, the more modern day superstars, whether it be Tim Duncan, whether it be Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Steph Curry, KD, any of these guys, I mean, not only have they been to multiple NBA finals, like, some of them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but they've also won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have the rings. Giannis doesn't. Giannis won once. The Bucks won that 1 year. They've only been there the one time. If Giannis was as great and as amazing as he is supposed to be, he would have more success. Even LeBron James, with not his great teams, he still made it to the finals. He still made it to the conference finals. He still went far, even when the teams weren't super elite or the coaching wasn't ideal. So it's okay to give that criticism to Giannis. It makes sense, quite honestly. Granted, I don't think all the blame is on Giannis. I think a lot of the blame also falls onto the Bucks, because I think they're just kind of really messing things up. And I think it's because they're not a well-run organization, and they just got incredibly lucky with Giannis. They did not draft Giannis with the idea that he was going to become the Giannis Antetokounmpo. They just did not. They got lucky, which is totally okay. The Golden State Warriors did not draft Steph Curry thinking he was going to be the Steph Curry. They didn't realize Klay Thompson was also going to be one of the greatest shooters ever, and that Draymond Green was going to be one of the best players that you could have on a championship-winning team. That is the linchpin in the Warriors dynasty, and the lead and the heart leader. So it's okay to get lucky, but once you get lucky, you can't squander it. And they did not get the right coaching around Giannis. They did not get the right team around Giannis. They trade someone like Drew Holiday, who is beloved, who is a leader, who was, the DNA of that championship team. And they said, okay, we're going to get Damian Lillard, who's older, who's not the same player. And it's like, well, now you're in trouble. And what I said before is the Bucks needed to find a way to get Damian Lillard, but still keep a Drew Holiday. That's what they needed to do. That's what they needed to do. That's what the Warriors did when they got KD. That's how LeBron James formed his team with Bosh and Dwayne Wade. That's what, when, LeBron teamed up with Kyrie and Kevin Love. It's not like he got rid of Kyrie to go get Kevin Love. So the Bucks have really just kind of messed this all up. Then firing their coach in the middle of the season. Hiring Doc Rivers, who for the last decade has had a terrible track record. And you think that that's what's going to help you get over the edge? Get over the hump? I just don't understand it. I really, really don't. So if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan and a Giannis fan, I feel bad for you. I'm a Giannis fan. I love Giannis. I love watching him play. I think he's great. I truly, truly do. So please don't take what I'm saying as me just being a hater. I was genuinely expecting and hoping that, Giannis could do more. But at this point, it's not. And if it hasn't already happened, I can't see it happening any more into the future, outside of him joining some really, really great players, because he's proven he can't get the job done. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. Thank you so much, and see you next time.